like it's tennis, yo. They come to the sports, we a menace, yo. Feel like we in the pool, go swimming, yo. I'm on the beat, I took off. Let the game talk, don't need a look off. I run off on the interview football. Yeah, then you ain't that look off. We get green like bait, we poking that babe, no, it's big South K. They talking about what's and you know they go crazy. And I'm feeling like Trey, I pull up for the trade, yo.
Welcome to the Tiger Time Podcast. I'm your host for today, Lauren, and you can find the show on all podcast platforms for free. Remember to like, follow, and share. This is the head softball coach, Brittany Sanke. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Just good. It's Tuesday. It's game day.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Yep. Started of a brand new week.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to do the question of the day. I was about to start into the other stuff. Look at me go. All right. So the question of the day for today is, what was your most embarrassing moment on the field whenever you played?
Okay, so when I played, I was a catcher and shortstop. But at some point, so our old pitcher had an ACL injury, and our actual, consistent pitcher, her arm was just worn out. She was the only pitcher we had. So I had always joked, let me pitch. I can do it. So I had to pitch. I had no idea what I was doing. I had to pitch against Hartsville, and it was brutal. That memory still haunts me a little bit to this day.
Well, I do a lot of embarrassing things, but I mean, I don't really care. I don't see it as embarrassing in my mind. It's just fun and silly and all over the place. Because I mean, that's what softball is. It's fun. I mean, that has to be, you're gonna lose interest in it. But
yeah, absolutely.
My mind went to the PD pitch off whenever me and Diaria both fell at first base after we rounded first.
I think it was you, Diaria, and somebody else, and I was saying first base.
On the other team?
Yeah, I was first base is haunted because everyone was falling at first base.
Yeah, and then I got out.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, well. It's okay. Now we know for in the future.
You fall a lot of the time, you and D.
D falls more than me, though. She's really clumsy.
I don't know. I think you and her are tied for falling because you fall running bases a lot.
D falls on defense.
Yes.
All right. We balance each other out.
Yeah.
Anywho, so on last Tuesday, y'all faced South, and y'all lost 11-0 in the 7th inning. This is a huge step from last year. In the beginning of the season, y'all faced South, and y'all lost 22-2, and then the second time y'all played, it was 6-5. And that game was really close. Y'all were tied up the whole game, and then right at the end, they just happened to come out on top. So how was that game different than this year?
Well, I mean, consistently, I think as a program, the beginning of the season tends to be shaky. We have a hard time starting off really strong. But considering the drastic change and even scores from last year to this year, I mean, it's showing progress. And the score against South Florence last week shouldn't have been 11-0. If our bats were moving, we would have scored. And if we wouldn't have had one bad inning, they wouldn't be at 11. They probably would have stopped at 5. So the game should have been a lot closer than what it is, but things happen. Bats don't move the way you want them to, and yeah.
So all around offense is, you think, would be because the last 3 games that y'all have played, the other team has scored 11.
Yeah,
which is
consistent. Yeah,
it's consistent. So offense seems to be a problem. What steps have you been taking with your team to improve on offense?
I mean, we work on being aggressive. I think that's really the thing, is just aggressive hitting, selective hitting. And it's not that they weren't aggressive. The team was actively trying their best to hit. It's just they weren't hitting in holes and spots that would score. They were hitting, they were just getting out. And that's really what's going to make a difference. But considering the bats, they were moving, they just weren't moving effectively. Once we get the effective aspect there, we're going to take off. And that's really all it is. I mean, they've been working on hitting consistently nonstop for the past, I think, week and a half now. So we're getting there. It's just one day at a time.
In the 7th inning of that game, Zoe Miller was on third base, and y'all had 2 outs. And this was y'all's last opportunity to score, to have hope to keep battling in that inning. What were your thoughts during that moment?
I think with any sport or any coach, when you're right there and you have a runner in scoring position, you want your team to be aggressive and have that confidence, knowing that they are going to do well. They're gonna hit the ball. They don't care how tight the situation is. It doesn't matter how many outs you have. It's ball's coming at me. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna be aggressive. Do what I have to do to advance the runner. And right now we consistently leave runners on the bases. And it's consistently one of our faster runners that do tend to score more for us. So of course, ideally I want her to score. I want whoever's up to bat to go up and hit the ball just hard. Doesn't have to be a bomb or anything else. Just base hit, score runs, and that's really it.
What feelings did you get off of your players in the beginning of that game, like before the game even started, during warm-ups?
I think that was one of the better warm-ups and pregame situations we had. We're still working on starting strong in warm-ups, taking it more seriously, doing things to prepare us for a game instead of seeing it as a practice, if that makes sense. But it was still one of the stronger warm-ups, and the team was ready. They were confident going into the game, and that was the first game I had seen everyone collectively work together as a unit to try and prepare for the game. So
a lot of progress.
Progress is being made, whether it's shown or not statistically.
If you could change positions, like if you could go back to South's game before, whenever you were writing the lineup card in positions, was there anything that you would have done differently?
No. I mean, we're working with what we have right now, and we have good athletes, but again, it's just inconsistencies. So we're making changes in the middle of games, pulling players out, trying new things out just to see what's going to work. And I mean, that's just how it has to happen right now. So
during the game, although it was an 11-0 loss, it was still a pretty exciting game to watch and to play into. So what moment in your mind was the turning point of the game where you were like your wow moment from that game?
We had a momentum play from Madison Moses at third base. I mean, she had a missile hit at her. It was a line drive, put her glove up, quick reaction, made a double play. But then we couldn't get out of the inning. We were stuck with 2 outs, could not get out of the inning. And we need to capitalize on the momentum plays, but she made that momentum play. Everyone was hyped up. And after that, I really thought we were going to keep going and find a way to put the ball in places we needed to once we got back on offense. And they were hitting the ball, just, again, wasn't going in scoreable places.
Speaking of Maddie, gosh, I love that girl. She's an 8th grader on varsity playing third base. I remember whenever I was in middle school playing, practicing on the varsity level over on the other side of town.
Yeah.
I was scared for my life. I still remember that.
It's a scary position.
How she does it.
Yeah. I mean, Maddie was a JV player. And we brought her up to play with us just to see what would happen. And she's done nothing but help the team. I mean, you can't get a ball past her. And if it gets past her, it's because it moved faster than she moves. And she's a quick kid. She moves at a very high rate for her age. I mean, she's 13 years old playing with 18-year-olds. That I know that's not easy, but she's rolling with it. She gets better every day. And she wants to be there. She wants to win. And she actively does what she can every single day to get better. So I'm proud of her.
So having Maddie being so young on varsity with some of the older girls, what steps have been made to ensure that everyone on the team is acting as a family and it's equally
yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I can't think of the word.
I know what you're saying.
And equal family.
Yeah,
a real family.
I mean, her coming onto the team, obviously, it's going to be different for varsity players. I mean, you have a very young player stepping in, and I know it can be intimidating to even a varsity player when you have a younger player coming up and taking positions. But as a group, she was welcomed by majority of everybody. And now it's before game starts, everyone has to hang out. They're not to be separate. It's you eat together, you hang out, you talk together, you have fun before the game starts. So that way when we start warm-ups, we're acting as a family and moving. So we're taking those steps before games start. So everyone's, good vibes and loving on each other and excited for the game.
Today's game day.
It is.
Myrtle Beach comes to us today. You all can buy your tickets. What was that? You all can buy your tickets. If you go to the Wilson High School homepage, go to athletics. Your tickets will be right there for $5. Are you excited?
I am excited.
I'm so excited.
I'm always excited for game day.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So last year, y'all had a very close game with Myrtle Beach, with the final score being 9-7.
Mm-hmm.
What are your predictions for this game? Not to jinx anything. Fingers crossed.
I think that we're going to have a lot better game than we have been recently. It's not to say the kids aren't doing well. All of my players are actively working every single day to get better, and it's a challenge. I know it's challenging. Varsity is challenging. But, I mean, even last year when we played them, it was a start strong, stay strong, finish strong. And I have full confidence that today they're going to start strong, they're going to stay strong, and they're going to finish strong, even if we have little hiccups that occur.
Okay. I think that's all I have for today. For you, do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out to my family.
Let's throw a wild one. Shout out to Jersey Kelly, my old travel ball bestie. I miss you. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us on the Tiger Town podcast. I'm Lauren. Thank you for joining us once again. I need to shut up. Make sure to like, comment, and share. Until next time, I'm out. We're out.